Hi, everybody. We're doing an angel ritual. So I'm going to wait a little bit until I know more people are on or people can find me. I'm using a different device today, so it's going to be a little weird for me. Let me see if I can. Oh, yay. Okay. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Sally. I'm so glad you guys are finding me. I'm on my laptop today, and usually I live stream from my iPhone. So, how are you guys doing? Oh, it's so good to see you too. And Angela. Hi, Angela. Heidi. Oh, you guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. We got a juicy topic today if you didn't see the thing. All right. So I'm going to set up make my wings a little more balanced here. I think it's a little opposite on this computer, so it's kind of hard for me to figure out what I need to do. Okay. So the angel ritual. Wow. Okay. We have some fun stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about dark magic, uh, and how to stay resilient from it. Things you can do. We're going to talk about some other stuff too. Hi, everybody. Say hi to me and let me know where you're from. So I'm going to wait until more people find me. It's hard to see. So, yeah, there's this new software in Facebook, and I don't really know how it works. Um, so I can't really see who's here, who's not here, but that's cool. Figure it out. Okay, so I can see on my other device. Okay, cool. Hey, it's a fun one. Just working out everything at the last minute. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning for me. It's kind of a tricky time for me to do these things, but it's also the best time because, as you know, many of us are in shelter in place. And that means your whole family's home all the day, all the night. So I live with two adults and two children in a small, tiny two-bedroom house. We're actually in the middle of transitioning to a new house. This is actually my new office. It's not done yet. It's probably but over the weeks to come, you'll see little changes happening here and there. And how are you doing, guys? And so you're let's see, Stismere, you're in BC, British Columbia. I was just there. Where is it? I was just on Vancouver Island last summer. Yeah, had an event out there. Moraga. Oh my gosh, Valerie, Moraga. That's like right down the street from me. Did you know I'm in Sunol, Pleasanton area? Okay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just waiting for more people to find me. Sometimes it takes a little while. So if you're watching the replay, feel free to fast forward till we get to the juice. Right now I'm just kind of buying time a little bit. And but it's going to be good. So make sure to listen to what I'm going to say. It's really a message for especially the sensitives, the people, the big hearted fools out there who need to hear this one. Um, Also, you're doing good, Adela. Good for you. Way to go, girl. A small village in Stismere. It's a small village in BC. Okay, Vancouver Island. Awesome. You're from Texas. What part? Nancy Burgess. Nancy, I spent a lot of time in Texas. I lived in Killeen, Texas, which is right next to Fort Hood, from fourth grade to eighth grade. And I still have family out in Plano. So no, Frisco. So I go out there almost every year. Okay, from Orlando, Canada. Okay, great. Look at all you from everywhere. Oh my gosh, hi Beverly, good to see you. Um, and Rosa, good to see you. Oh, I didn't know you were in Ontario, Rosa. Awesome. And Lori. Okay, good to see you guys. Winnipeg, cool, Barbara. Uh-huh. And so here we go. All right, let's see how we're doing. People are still kind of finding me, so um, what do I want to say? I want to something. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. It's weird times right now. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Weird times right now, but the energy is broken. There's a different vibe to this week. I know who's feeling the difference. Who's feeling a little more open this week? A little more, I don't know, inspired, optimistic, more relaxed. Um, like all those good prayers we put in for the 6 day ritual that we did in here. Oh, for those of you who are new, there's a lot of new people here. If you love angels, love angel rituals and things like that, so what you might want to do is do a search in the 7 day miracle challenge group, this group, look for angel ritual day one, and you can do day two, you can do a separate search for day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. I just wrapped up 6 day angel rituals, 6 in a row in here. So if you like today and you want to kind of keep yourself uplifted and busy, you might want to check out that angel ritual. So you just do angel ritual Corin Grillo day one, and then you'll find day 1 through 6. And there's some really trippy information and trippy things that happen. It was channeled, and wow, they had me on a wild goose chase of, I mean, it was pretty cool. So check that out if you want to. So, Suzanne, you're feeling more inspired. Okay, thank goodness, right? Carol's feeling it. Marlene's feeling it. Amy's feeling it. Adela's feeling it. Heidi's feeling more relaxed. Okay, how cool is this? Okay, more relaxed. Now, doesn't mean that you have to be feeling it, because all of us are going to have our highs and lows, period, during this time of as we're in a mysterious time. It's like truly mysterious. And when you're in a haunted house, and the lights are still kind of out, it's spooky. But then you turn the lights on and it's like, oh, it's like a beautiful home, and like, the ghosts are actually pretty nice. um I actually live with, my house is a little bit haunted, my other house. And just learned to, I actually tried to clear them up, and they're not actually ghosts, they're spirits of the land that are kind of in the house. So I was told you can't really remove them, they belong there more than I do. And I was like, oh, okay, my bad. So I just sent them a lot of healing energy so they didn't scare us as much. So so they don't scare us and turn off our, oh my gosh, I had some weird stuff happen. But oh, you're really happy. Okay, yes. A lot of us are kind of adapting, but a lot of it also, they wanted you to know that, um, I had a vision this morning when I was sitting outside doing um, my sorcery for this event, right? My meditation and calling in the powers that be to come and support us on this call. Um, I really saw how the prayers that you have been building and putting out and all of this, how so how it came to me was a vision of, like, all of a sudden when I started. And for those of you who don't know what mapacho is, I work with sacred tobacco, when I'm going into kind of vision and receiving information. So I lit up my tobacco, and I don't inhale it. I'm not going to use it today, but if you do the 6 day ritual, you'll probably see it a couple of times where I'm blowing smoke and it looks like I'm smoking marijuana, which I'm not today. So but I saw how our prayers, all of a sudden when I started smoking the mapacho, all of these birds started coming around. And I'm saying, like, at least 50 different birds started flying around, like I was in some aviary, and they were bouncing from tree to tree. And it was different kinds of birds too, which was cool. There's hummingbird, yeah, hummingbird, and some doves, and doves, and I forget what else. I don't know all the birds, but they were showing me how our prayers work, and how we pray, and spirit and angels, or whatever allies that you have that are connecting directly with God, with source, will come and catch them and take them over to a tree. So they were catching our prayers. And I think they were showing me one of the reasons why many of us are feeling better, is because there's been a lot of prayers on the planet, and a lot of our prayers we're getting blessed with good juju, essentially, because of the good work that many of you are doing. So I want to welcome our new members. We have a lot of new members. So welcome to the 7 Day Miracle Challenge. My name is Corin Grillo, and I co-created this group, the 7 Day Miracle Challenge, with the angels. And I do a lot of different work. Okay, I'm an intuitive healer. I'm a channel. I'm a teacher. I'm also the author of the nationally best-selling book, The Angel Experiment. So I love saying that out loud. It's really funny to me. So, international best-selling author, just so you know. Okay, yeah. So the book is a 21-day angel experiment. It's a 21-day ritual. So if you're really into, like, you're looking for daily practice, that's a great book to have. Although we're going to kick off a 21-day ritual, all of us in this group, and that's going to be a paid program, but we're going to all kick it off at some point in about 2 weeks. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. Super fun every year, and it's ultra badass. And Lily is saying, so blessed to have you in my life. I was spiritually kidnapped by a brujo that operate, and brujo means witch, male witch essentially, that operates a shop in Laurel Canyon. Wow. And in San Fernando City. Okay. Yeah, I used to live in LA. Funny he'd wear the hats you are wearing right now. Okay, this is our message, right? Yeah, we're gonna block that black magic today. Yeah, so oh, Diane, you have my book. Yeah, wow. I know. The book was like really intense, and people are having great experiences with it as usual. Like, because I work with angels, and the angels really, essentially, they sit me down and make me do stuff, you know? So I just do it for them because I'm willing to say yes, and I'm crazy enough to do stuff. So that's why they asked me to do stuff. Okay. So welcome to our new members. Um, And I'm so glad you're here. A lot of times, angels will bring people to me that are highly sensitive humans, right? Who have a lot of magic inside of them, which is what we're talking about today. So, uh, oh, it's so good to hang out with you guys. I can feel your good juju. So, I hope you're doing well. We just did a Jesus and Archangel Raphael healing on a donation basis, which was so cool on Monday. And we had a lot of amazing results. We even had one of our members, Jessica, say that she felt that she was coming down with the flu. She felt horrible at night when she was listening, and the next morning she felt 1,000% better. So, and happy. And we had a lot of people feel happier, more peace, more calm. So that's something you might want to look into too. You can do a search in this group for the Jesus and Raphael um, healing, and you can still sign up for it. Now we have it, you can download it. You just have to give a donation. You can download the replay. We have it set up super easy for you. So if you really need extra good juju, I walk you through a 45-minute angel spiritual healing. So I'm just trying to kind of give you the resources at hand here that we've just been done. We've been upping our service to you guys since this whole coronavirus broke down. You might see in the header that Love Fest 3.0 is happening. And so Love Fest 3.0 is yet another way in which we are serving our community. And what that is multiple live streams a day by my Angel Alchemy Academy. Those students are people who have trained with me in intuitive healing and angel healing. And many of them came in with other forms of healing. So sometimes they're talking about Akashic records or astrology. Yesterday we had Sonia Carey talking about astrology. And so you will want to check that out if you're looking for uplifting content and things to come here at no charge to you. We are live streaming 3 to 4 times a day. And so here's an example. Today I'm coming on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock here at no cost to you. Then at 10 o'clock Pacific, we have Natalie, and she's going to perform and help you with the shapeshifter dance. Okay, Natalie is so freaking awesome. So you have to come and see the work that she does. Um, then we have Christine Donnelly at noon, and she's going to, in today's schedule, it says she's doing a grounding ritual, but she's not. She's doing theta healing, which is a technique that I teach, that I'm an instructor in. And so Christine trained with me, and theta healing, guys, you have to come to theta healing, okay? Because what theta healing does is it helps rewire your brain and tunes it from the shit channel up to the awesomeness channel. So especially if you're struggling or and I don't know what kind of blocks, but she's going to help you clear some of these unconscious blocks that are keeping you out of feeling peaceful and healthy and all that stuff. So come at noon at Pacific time, if you want to do that. And then Georgianne, okay, so Georgianne, she's freaking awesome too. Okay, our angel alchemists are awesome because really they're down to earth people. Essentially, because if they can handle a spiritual teacher that cusses, that means they're like generally pretty down to earth and salt of the earth. So Georgianne is like amazing soul. You have to check out her smile. Okay. Every time she smiles in her live streams, I just light up. So check her out. And she's doing letting your soul shine, which sounds like a really good idea, doesn't it? Who doesn't need their soul to shine a little bit more? So that gives you an example of the kinds of content every day that we're doing. Essentially, another 3 weeks, um, which is pretty awesome. So, and then so every day we have someone coming on. Um, so tomorrow we have, so always every day we have 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 2 o'clock, no matter what, Pacific time. Extra days we have, some days we have 8 o'clock, sometimes we have 4 o'clock. So we posted the whole schedule up top in this group as an announcement. So, and we also post daily in the morning, I think around 7, 6 or 7 a.m. Pacific, what the schedule is for the day. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Again, I come on at 8 o'clock and on Wednesday. But also, when is it? Is it next Wednesday? Just so you know, next Wednesday I'm hosting a training for empaths. It's called the um, Angel Detox for Empaths. I'm holding an empaths training. I know this is a lot of stuff coming at you, but we are up leveling our game to, to support you guys. So today's really again for sensitive people and for empaths, but we're doing a live webinar training next week. It won't be here. It'll actually sign up and opt in for that one. I put the link at the top of this post. So if you want to learn, skills and detoxing from the energy around you, if you're a highly sensitive human or someone who has kind of been accused of being too sensitive, um, or you feel ashamed because you're a little sensitive, maybe you're clairvoyant or you pick up on other people's thoughts or all of that stuff. Now's really a time you have to get your magic together and really understand how to be sovereign. So today I'm going to do a little bit work around that, but next Wednesday during the webinar we're going to go way deeper with that. And then at 8 o'clock we'll do something, so another ritual, whatever the angels want me to do for that day. So a lot coming to you. So sign up for my the webinar training. It's called the Angel Detox for Empaths. Okay, so sign up for that. Okay, so lots of good stuff coming on here. I'm glad the angels brought you guys here today. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about dark magic, dark sorcery, and some of you don't know me, right? You don't know the work that I do. Usually I stay in the angelic field, right? I'm like, ooh, angels party. But, I also have a deep work in the earth, and I work a lot with shamanism and plant medicine and all of those, delicious things. And so today they wanted me to talk to you about dark magic and the reality of it and how dark magic works. So dark magic is a real thing, okay? Just like good magic is. And there are powerful people, okay? You might know some of them that have a real commitment to spewing out negativity. And some of us might think, hey, that's just a negative person, get away. But really what they're doing, they're weaving spells around them so that the spell that they're casting around them is a dark spell. And so their experience of life is very much through a lens of darkness because that is the spell that they have been weaving. Now, the extremely powerful ones love that negativity, essentially have been seduced by the negativity, have become addicted to the negativity, and begin weaving that spell for others. So there are people who are here on this planet who really love weaving the fear spell for everyone. Today I'm talking about this on the micro level, meaning person to person, but we also have transmitters around the planet that are casting these dark spells over the minds of the masses. And so you may have come across friends who are in the conspiracy into the conspiracy. You may have heard a lot of different things. You may have heard about 5G, or you may have heard about pedophile rings getting taken down, or you may have heard, I don't know what some of the other things being kind of woven into our consciousness are happening. Or you just look at the mainstream media, and there is a spell that is getting woven that is really making people panic. Now, it doesn't mean that the coronavirus is not real, and it doesn't mean that there is real suffering going on. And I know many people in my community that have been emailing me that actually have this virus. So for those of you who have heard the agenda of coronavirus doesn't exist, it's all a scam, that is a bold-faced lie. And I just want to honor and respect everyone who has fallen ill and who is taking the front lines in this movement, um, and are becoming strengthened by the work that we're doing here. Keep your chin up, and if you are ill, please make sure to go find the Jesus healing, the Jesus and Raphael healing. You can search for that here, because we do an immunity boost and a spiritual immunity, a physical immunity boost and a spiritual immunity boost. So make sure to watch that. So when you watch the news, okay, there is a pull. You might know what I'm talking about, that magnetic negative pull. It pulls you. It's like a magnet, and you got to keep watching. And it's like, watching the train wreck. You can't stop watching. And so it takes extra vigilance to get yourself off of media and get yourself back into your sovereignty. So when you spend a lot of time consuming information that's negative, you, as an empath, if you're a sensitive person, begin to embody those energies, meaning you begin drinking in those poisons at a cellular level into your tissues. Okay. And then you might as well just have taken this apple from the hag that's knocking on your door saying, "Ooh, would you like to take a bite of my apple?" So you're like, "Oh, hell yeah, that sounds great. Let me just go on that. Tasty, looks red and juicy. Just gonna keep eating it." When it's the fucking wicked witch in disguise of whatever. So the archetype of the wicked witch is really about dark sorcery. And we have all of these beautiful archetypes coming forward in the form of angels and all of guides. A lot of you have been becoming more deeply connected with your spirituality. But it's really the archetype of the wicked witch that is coming, the dark sorcerer or sorceress. I don't want to just give the ladies a bad name, because there's dark sorcerers too, right? We just had someone in our community befall black magic. So I want to talk to you about this in the form of archetypes that are inhabiting and puppeting humans, okay, to promote a fear-based agenda, to promote toxicity, and 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 if you choose to take the apple, delicious, thank you, wicked witch. Yeah, 5G is all gonna kill us. You're just like, and you start getting panicked about it. That is when the wicked witch wins. Okay. So I want you to become, so for empaths, for sensitives, for people who are extremely heart-centered, you have to be more vigilant than the average folk, okay? Because you are a channel. So we're all channels. So you're a channel, and you came here to channel more than likely love. If you've come to my community, there are other people who came here to channel the other thing, okay? But if you come to my community, Spirit brings you because you're here to channel love, to be a channeler of love. But if you don't know who you are, you don't know your magic, you become seduced and abducted by the darkness, like Hades abducting Persephone into the underworld. And so many of us are still naive about these things, and I don't want you to be naive. And if you want to look into the Persephone myth, check it out, okay? Um, so many of you, Spirit's wanting me to say this, many of you are getting abducted by the darkness. And it's only up to you. Nobody can make you a sovereign being except for you and your commitment and your vigilance to stay walking in that tightrope of balance. I didn't say in the light. I said in balance, because you don't want to choose one side or the other. Humans have the unique capacity to hold the line in between the polar opposites. So there's the mainstream media saying, okay, we all got to shelter in place, and we're all going to die, and in all this. Although the news this week, did you notice the numbers are going down? Okay, at least in California and other places, numbers are going down. So, and then you have the conspiracy theorists going, this is all a 5G scam, and we're all going to die. We're getting microwaved. Okay, if you haven't heard that one, it's pretty compelling. Okay, however, your task is to not choose sides, because the truth lies somewhere in between. Okay, and some things are just straight up like ultimate bullshit. Okay, and some things are not. But if you catch yourself hooking in, to something, and it's leading you down a rabbit hole, that's a red flag. If you're researching all these YouTube videos and you're finding this, what you're doing right there is creating a reality. And we want you to create the right reality. And our human mind wants to divide, wants to make things opposite and this and that, and make sense of all of it. And it's fun, but I just want to say that's really all it is. It's entertaining. It's entertaining you, entertaining your mind. But because we're in a very powerful portal right now, I want you to create the right kind of reality, and I want us all to create the right kind of reality. And the simple way to do that is to focus on the heart, come back into the body, open your heart. And we're going to do a little exercise, a little ritual. And we have a special ally coming. I'm so excited about this ally. Okay, we have a special ally coming to help us with that. And when I say ally, I mean one of our invisible posse to come and help us with opening up our heart. So we are walking a tightrope right now, and it doesn't take much to knock you over to the dark side, right? Because many of us are fearful for our lives. We're afraid. We're keeping our immune system strong. We're worried about our family's immune system. Many of us have elderly parents or people at risk. Many of us are struggling with our finances. I mean, if you're a business owner, things are really probably very scary right now, unless you're in a certain segments of the field where they have they're doing well. Unless you own Zoom or a grocery store, or you produce toilet paper, you're probably doing pretty well. But yeah, so being balanced. So I just want to say that I'm a huge believer in angels. Uh, I also believe in the dark side, because you can't have one without the other. But I've been instructed for years now to not necessarily take sides between that war. That's not my war. Humans don't have to live in that war. We don't have to live in polarity. And we see that war play out in politics. Like, everybody's so polarized, right? People have grown into such contempt for each other. And the real magician doesn't choose sides. In a way, they kind of agree and disagree with everyone. It's like, yeah, I agree and I disagree. I have a friend who's totally into these the whole Bill Gates thing and all of this stuff, totally into it. And I was like, oh, how exciting! I want to see these videos. So for me, it's it's I'm not plugging into it, so I can really look at it as like, wow, this is really compelling. But I don't go down the rabbit hole. My heart doesn't sink into, oh, fear-based, because the bottom line is I I've made peace with the fact that I will die someday. And a lot of people are still living from the fact that they're going to die. And how I made peace with that was by tuning into my intuitive nature, into spirit. I work with spirit all the time. I've talked to dead people. I see what happens sometimes. I've had the grace to see what happens on the other side. And you talk to any medium that I've trained, or that anybody who's like dialed into the spirit world, and they're like, what is everybody so worried about? Right. And it doesn't mean we're not going to like panic at the last hour. I think my biggest problem will be leaving my kids behind. But we have to make peace with our mortality. I think this window of time is such a great opportunity for that. So once we know we're going to die, then what? Then it's just time to party. So we don't have to feed the negativity and feed the dark sorcery that's being woven around the planet. And it comes from your ability to be sovereign. And your sovereignty comes from your ability to be in your body, be balanced, unhook your mind from the programming, the current programming that's coming on in both directions, in all the directions. Okay. There's no, if you don't choose a side, then you are sovereign, because the only thing you should be listening to is spirit, is your heart, is your connection to the divine. Right now, heart-centered humans are being called to get to anchor, to find one anchor. That anchor is your spiritual side. That anchor is your heart, is God, and listen to no one and nothing else. And that includes me. Okay. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just showing up because angels are telling me to, but don't listen to me. All I care about, just listen to your heart, not to the mind that wants to create drama where and make drama worse and feed the poison. Uh-huh. So I hope they're conveying that. Okay. Hi. Yeah. Okay. So you know you're guilty, and it's really been easy to do, to eat the poison apple. And did you know, in the original Snow White story, the Disney version, the hag comes around one time and eats, and she's like, oh, and she falls to sleep, and she does that. So she's clueless one time, right, in our story. But in the original, I think the hag comes around like three different times, and she eats the apple every time because she's so fucking naive. It's like, oh, it's a little old lady. It's like, oh, it doesn't matter who it is. Okay. So do not, if you know that you're choosing to eat that poison, please become aware of what's happening. And there are people with an agenda on the planet that prefer you to. That's nothing new. This is not paranoia. It's true. They prefer you to be asleep. They want to hypnotize you into buying their products, into taking whatever they're selling, whether it's pharmacology or whatever. So we have to, as heart-centered humans, we're being called to be wiser than the usual programming, and we're very blessed to have the capacity, okay, as energetic beings. When you step into your more divine nature, you become aware of spirit and how spirit works and how energy works. We're so blessed to have incredible allies and incredible medicine to help cure us of the even more pressing disease, which is the fear virus, which is so highly toxic. When I was doing the healing for Jesus and Raphael, and I was sitting and working you guys through this 45-minute healing, when I got to the throat and I saw all of the toxic poison that was there, it was new poison. I was like, holy shit. I mean, this is like serious. People are drinking up, eating the apples. And so stop it. And so we're gonna help cure this archetype for you, or help you at least become aware of it when you're in it. And Suzanne saying, yes, you hit it. I am an apple eater. Okay, so quit being punked by the juice. I mean, they look so juicy. Here's the thing, I love watching the videos. I love watching the scary videos because it's like a juicy red apple, and there's a part of us that so gravitates towards the negativity. I embrace it, right? I'm like, yes, I love it, but it doesn't mean I believe it. Okay, it doesn't mean that's the reality I'm creating. Before we get to the ritual, I want you to really I want to stress that we are in the process of creating a new life, a new world, and we are shifting timelines. Okay, so if you don't know what that means, here's what I'm going to say it means today. There's so much to say. I'm going to try and narrow it down. Imagine that you're right now, you're like on a roller coaster track, and it's been going like, like, we're all on this roller coaster track, and some of us are on this long car together. Okay, and you know how when you watch a roller coaster, go to like a big roller coaster, there's people waiting, and people hop onto the different tracks, or hop onto the same ride. So there's like maybe 100 people, and then the 100 people go through the same experience, and then the rest of the people get left behind. And they have to take the new train, and we're going to go on the tracks. So you, me, anyone who's listening, we're on the same ride together, okay? And there are different segments of the population that are waiting for their ride. And so spirit very clearly shows me that the reality has been fragmented. Okay, this is getting really esoteric. I apologize. I just have to tell you what I see. Okay, reality is getting fragmented. Okay, which means this track that we're on has no end to it yet. It's not connected. It's not connected to the next track. So it's like the roller coaster went up and boom, it just drops off. So we're stalled waiting for the new track to be built. And so as we stall, you guys know what I'm talking about. You feel the pause. The whole planet is pausing. So this new like track that's getting built has not been fully designed yet. And so that gets designed by your intentions, right? By either your fear or your capacity to stay anchored and balanced and in love. Because once this track is built, we will go into that reality. So that's why it's not just your personal intentions right now. You need to be holding deep love, deep power. I call the empaths today, and I'm doing this empath thing because we have the power. We're very powerful, especially in a collective. And because heart-centered humans love is actually more powerful than just the fear. It's just fear is more magnetic, but love has more strength, if that makes sense. So love has more strength. Fear is more like seductive, if you will. So when we're being seduced by the poison apple, by the hag, then we can drink the good medicine and drinking good medicine for the planet, for each other. And that's very much the work that we're working to accomplish here as the Angel Alchemy Academy, me personally. And I know so many of you are activating your leadership and being leaders of love, creating movements, literally, of love, okay? So we are reprogramming our train track. When that's built, we will shoot off into a certain direction. Guess what happens to the people who are ultra fear-based? They are going to live in that reality. They're creating that timeline for them. So we will be, they won't notice. But if you've ever watched, and here's how I'm going to tell you that this is true. If you've ever watched Jerry Springer and been like, who the hell are these people? Okay. They are literally living a different energetic overlay of this planet. But we get to see them and go, okay, cool. But they don't live in our world. They don't live in the world of love. Okay. They don't live in the world of magic, miracles, possibility, incredible support. They're still living at this other frequency. Okay. So you choose your life based on the frequency that you put out. I want you to be wiser, to elevate your frequency so that when we land, we're landing in more love, more peace. Okay, we might be poor AF, right? We might not have any cash, and it doesn't fucking matter. That part doesn't matter. What matters is your capacity to hold love, to hold truth, okay? And to move in incredible direction from your heart, from spirit. And the more that you stay present, stay balanced, okay, with like your I'm doing like the classic magical perspective, which it's like hush, because a magician doesn't speak, they intend, they radiate truth, and then the world around them comes into alignment because their frequency, their power is so strong. So they stop using their words and they just use their intentions. They use their will, and they're not susceptible to the poison the way the average person is. So I'm holding a space for each of you to rise into your deeper magic, your deeper power. And next week during our webinar, I'm going to walk you through simple yet powerful ways to do that. Diane, I hate that show. I know Jerry Springer, but some people live in that world. Like no joke. It's not even a show for them. That's like all day, all night, like drama, chaos, people hating on each other, like being disloyal and just snarky and snivelly. Like that's an actual world that people live in. Okay, so who's ready to um, help drink in some good poison and neutralize the bad poison? Who's ready for that? Yeah, so good, right? Okay, I've been loving this, loving this. So yeah, and because you're a channel, okay, just want to say this: you have to choose what kind of sorcery you're putting out. You can do sorcery, dark sorcery, or you can do light sorcery. And when I say light sorcery, it's source, SOURCE, versus SOR. Okay, source. We're using source to create life, miracles, and awesomeness. Okay, yeah, you guys are ready. You ready? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to show you our new ally. I'll be right back. Brandy saying, send me all kinds of good light and good juju. Yeah, that's what we do, girl. That's what we do. Okay, just so you know, I do have a candle burning. So I'm on my laptop. Usually I'll let you see my altar. My altar's a little sparse since this is a new house. And I haven't real I mean there's some stuff in there, but guess what I do have? Zing. Okay, so this is actually Guadalupe, but she's linked with Mother Mary. Okay, obviously she looks like Mother Mary with brown skin, and the beauty of Guadalupe is that I don't know the full story, but years ago, hundreds of years ago, she made an appearance. It was right when the Catholics were taking over the indigenous sacred practices. And so they used to work at this mound. What's the temple called? Maybe the Temple of Guadalupe, Mexico, in Mexico City, or the Church of Guadalupe. I don't know. But if you are from Mexico, go ahead and let the group know. Guadalupe. Okay. So people take pilgrimage out there where she made a presence and um, an apparition. And this, I'm totally hacking the story right now, but many people believe that she appeared for the vision of the Catholics so they would embrace her, but she was actually the previous goddess who is Tunansin or Tunsin or Tunansin. I forget what her name, but this great goddess that inhabited that area that was capable of miracles and love, and she's seen as the divine mother. And so this is important for me because the information that's coming through, especially during that 6 day ritual, was that it's time for us to really embrace the fact that the earth has divinity too, and that there's a fusion happening between the sky and the earth, and that we are part of that. We are part star, we are part earth, and that's a really important thing. That's a consciousness movement that's happening right now that spirit really wants me to keep on holding that balance. Remember, we talked about keeping the balance. So I feel that Guadalupe really represents that because she is definitely associated with Mother Mary, the compassion goddesses, and they hold some deep and powerful love. Oh, lots of you guys love Guadalupe. So Guadalupe, Yay, there she is. Um, Something I want to say about the first time I met a compassion goddess. The first one I met was I was in a yoga studio of all places. Was Mother Mary, and I was shocked. I saw this. She was huge. Okay, she's like you want to think of Mother Mary as like just kind of like, oh, how sweet. She was huge and powerful, and I saw this huge pink apparition and and like pink light in the shape of Mother Mary. I knew it was her, and but massive. And then the energy that came from her was not what I thought love and compassion and mother would be. It was like powerful. Like, don't fuck with me. Like I am one who cannot be messed with, kind of thing. And I was like, oh, you go, girl, Mother Mary. And so we have, and this is because as the patriarchal religions rose, the feminine got stamped down, right? And got diminished and got shamed and demonized. And now Mother Mary's just become like, but really she's a badass, right? Guadalupe, they're badasses. And so I was really impressed with the power. So when I say we're going to work with Guadalupe and the energy of compassion, I want to bring that into your awareness that it's not just about like, "Ooh, let me love you." It's about this kind of this fierce energy that is so strong, powerful. Remember, I said love is more powerful than dark. It's just dark is more magnetic, so it catches our eye more. It's so powerful that it naturally detoxes, it naturally pushes out the dark energy, the sorcery, if you will. So this is why in cultures that really work a lot with Mother Mary and Guadalupe, she's a protector too. Okay, I didn't understand that part, but I did when I met her. I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, I get it now. So, in order to do one of these rituals, all you have to do is find a quiet place. So, make sure you're in a quiet place if you can. I know some of you might be driving, or this is your first time coming or seeing me, so you don't know like what the drill is. So, for these rituals, you want to find a quiet place. Or if I'm doing healing work, I want to find a quiet place if you can. If your kids aren't stacked up on top of you. So, the feminine is rising, right? The divine feminine is rising clearly. But she's not just rising to take over. She's rising to meet her lover. There, I always I have this vision of the the masculine and feminine divine merging again, like they're lovers. They're coming together again, so that we can find the balance again between the worlds. And when you have mother and father, they don't take sides with their kids. If you have two kids, you have like one little ratty little tantrum, and then one little like angel. You know, so they're not taking. They don't. Whether dark angels or dark magic or light magic. Mother and father are just like there's a place for all of it. Just hold the balance. So let's just hold the balance. Don't take sides. And we can do that with the power of our heart. Just hold it all, not reject it. And so they're taking you down into your heart right now. So take a few breaths and we'll do a little invocation. Creator of all that is, I'm just making that connection stronger for some of you. Creator of all that is, sorry, there's just a lot of new people, so I'm just doing a doing an initial, just so they're anchored and getting the connection with source going. Okay, here we go. Creator of all that is, Guadalupe, Mother Mary, and any compassion goddesses that want to come and support. I ask that you come here today to lift and expand this person's heart, help drain the poison from their heart, help their heart become alive, help them hear you, hear the voice of God, hear the voice of Spirit, feel the peace, feel the love, feel the safety, feel the security, feel the resilience inside of them. Help them feel supported and help them see through the BS and find the balance. Help them be strong, have a strong heart, be powerful in their force field of love. Help them create a new version of life that is more peaceful, more loving, more cooperative for all beings, for themselves and for their families and for their communities. I thank you for coming today. So everybody breathe. If this is the first time you're doing this work, just open up, just receive. A good way you can start by receiving is keeping your hands open on up, palms up. And I want you to imagine that there's this brilliant, beautiful being that is a compassion goddess. Wow. And that she's right in front of you. She's, she's, if I didn't have a back to my chair, I'm pretty sure I would fly back off of my chair. That she's right there with you. She is the solution to the dark witch. She is the good witch, the loving sorceress, Source, here to cure your heart. She's saying she's curing your heart here. Wow. Sorry, it's very distracting. I love her. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So some of you may feel her. Okay. I've been doing this work for a while, so my body's pretty attuned to energy. And some of you may not feel anything. It doesn't matter whether you feel or not. We're doing this work for you anyways. And be patient, because the more that you do this work regularly, the more crazy, awesome stuff happens. Okay. So you'll feel it. Eventually you'll crack open. So take some breaths. I have a lot of students that start with me in my 6-month training that are not sensitive physically. They don't feel it yet. And maybe by month 3, they start 2 or 3, they start going, oh my gosh, I felt something. And a lot of times they become the most sensitive in the class. Like they're just like, you know, in the Matrix, the movie The Matrix is super magical. Thank you, Mother Mary. I'm seeing her and Guadalupe. You may see other beings there with you. You know, I don't know. Jesus is just around, okay? I'm just not going to deny it. He's just there. What up, J Dog? I used to call him J Dog because I was uncomfortable. Jesus was coming to me because I wasn't necessarily a religious person or Christian. So I had to go, okay. I don't know if I can say Jesus. I could say J Dog. What's up, J Dog? So yeah, I'm cool with Jesus. So Jesus, we have a relationship now. It's very beautiful. Thank you, Jesus. So he's coming in too, draining the swamp. Ooh. Heart. Okay. So something that you can take with you besides this, I'm going to teach you a little practice. So when it comes to things that are traumatizing to you, things that are scary, what happens to your heart, what happens to your energy field is you collapse, you shrink, you get smaller. Okay. And so with these compassion goddesses, what they want to help you with is learning how to open your heart even around the scary things. And so Mother Mary, Guadalupe, thank you for your great power. Wow. And I want you inside of your heart to imagine there's this energy, this light. And so if you're one of the people who are really nervous about whatever kind of information you're eating, whatever kind of apples you're eating that are poison, we want you to imagine the thing that you're most worried about and expand your heart field, expand it instead of contract. Okay. Expand your heart field around the 5G conspiracy if that's what you're worried about. Okay. or expand it around we're all going to die, coronavirus is going to kill us all. Expand your heart around it, whatever it is that you're worried about. If it's your money, your bank account, expand your heart around it with the power of compassion, with the power of love, with the great power of love that we're able to open up to today. If you're worried about your children, your parents, expand your heart. Let's just feel it. Like, let's just lift your heart now up to heaven, up to the sky. Sit strong and proudly with a powerful heart, a fierce heart, like the heart of the feminine, divine feminine. Okay, so for those of you who are feeling Mary in Guadalupe, you feel the power. Okay, if you can't feel them, just know it's powerful and you will feel them the more that you work with them. That's a strong heart. And so you battle poison with a fierce, loving heart. You stick it out of your chest and you just go, you know what? I'm going to commit to making myself bigger. Every time I want to shrink down and hide and cry, I'm just going to make myself bigger, make my heart bigger, make it go bigger, broader. I'm going to wrap my heart around this person or this news station or this YouTube video. I'm going to wrap my heart around it. And they're helping you with that. They're helping you widen your heart field. Many of you were collapsed. I could feel you're kind of like literally like you're hunched down. And so open up, open your shoulders back. It's almost like spiritual, like love yoga. Shoulders back, heart out, up towards the sky. I don't do yoga, just by the way. So I'm just saying this is what they're telling us to do. Oh, it feels so good, actually. Woo! You might want to stretch out those arms behind you. It feels really good. Let's turn it into a yoga class. Jen Goodwin, check her out. She does angel yoga in this. She's doing it for Love Fest 3.0. Look at the schedule. And Jen, if you're here, put in the next time you're doing angel yoga. So fun. It feels good, man. Okay. Carrie's saying fierce energy yet so loving. Stacy Crowell is saying amazing. Hi, Stacy. Good to see you. Oh, we just have a connection. Just one of those things. How many of you can feel the shift there? You feel a little differently about the things that were messing with you, punking you. Don't get punked by the wicked witch, okay? One time is fine, but like 10 times, stop it, okay? Play with your babies. Plant some seeds in your garden, you know? Put out some sugar for the hummingbirds. Now, I'm not saying don't watch, stay informed. Of course, stay informed with the latest events. There's a lot of new regulations coming out. You may have to be one of those counties that says, okay, now we're going to wear face masks everywhere we go. Stay informed. I'm not saying don't stay informed, but you don't have to be like, delicious, hag. Delicious, you wicked, wicked. I mean, she even looks wicked. And Snow White's like, oh, I only believe in singing to animals. I only believe in rabbits bouncing and birds chirping. Like, don't be Snow White. Don't be that naive, okay? Be a little medium. You want to be somewhere between the Wicked Witch of the West or the evil hag and Snow White. Somewhere in between them, which is a magician, part love, part spice, so that you can handle your sorcery in a good way. You want your magic. You just don't want it dialed into the darkness, okay? And Jennifer pulled the Kali card. Kali. Oh, I love it. And so, yeah, Kali is known for, many people think she's just the destroyer, but people who really follow Kali in India see her as the giver of like a mother, a great mother, like a nurturer. So she holds the balance between like, bitch, get off me, right? Which is what you want to do to the old hag. Like, oh, well, to the no, smack it off of you. And holding this nurturing, presence. I got both in me. Ask my kids. I got both. I got the destroyer. Okay. I don't smack my kids, but you don't have to smack them. if you are energetically in tune, you smack them energetically and they're like, okay, that's enough, Mom, just don't be angry. Just affects the whole house. Oh, I was going to say Kuan Yin. Jen, okay, Jen Goodwin is here, and she said she felt Kuan Yin coming in too for us. Yeah, the compassion goddess is serving us up today. Um, and Kali helps remove all that is no longer you. Ruth, thank you for that. Kali, um, she cuts off the heads of the falseness, puts them around our neck, strings them up, cuts off the head of the false selves, right? I mean, that is so badass. Thank you, Ruth, for that. Mm. So, work with the compassion goddesses this week. So, the beauty about this Guadalupe compassion goddesses coming forward is that they're showing us how to be elevated empaths, not how to be suckers to other people's energy or to energy vampires. They're showing us we can still be so freaking loving, so full of compassion, bigger love, and also so ultra powerful at the same time. Okay, so we just need to dial in to our intense power. And Sonia's saying, yes, we have cleaned up some of our female deities too much in American culture. I know it's actually quite disgusting, to be honest, for me, that, Mary is like, oh, Virgin Mary, as opposed to this powerful, uh, just fierce presence. And, the dark, I think the dark mother, the reason why people are so susceptible to the evil part is because they're unconscious. But once we become conscious, then that darkness is only there to support us. It helps nourish us and helps kill away the stuff inside of us that we want to let go. Not the good stuff, but the stuff we want to let go. Wow. Yeah, that's a larger topic, right, Sonia? I'm sure we can riff on that for years. Okay, you guys. Wow. Such a fun one. This was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So thank you guys for being in there with me. And stick with Love Fest today. Again, we have another 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock Pacific every single day, even through the weekends for the next 3 weeks. We're doing that. And then I think next, what is it, Wednesday at 11? Let me check. Next Wednesday at, I forget if it's I wanted to do it at 11. I hope it's at 11. But if it's not, it's at noon. Sorry, whoever took that slot, okay, for Love Fest. Okay, so, but it'll say, when you click, it'll say exactly what time it is. And then, I'm back for another one of these at 8 o'clock, which may probably lead into the webinar. So come back at 8 o'clock this Wednesday. Um, and if you loved today and you did not do the Jesus and RAPHAEL healing, I highly recommend do that. I walk you through a 45-minute deep clearing and healing. So just do a search in this group for Jesus and RAPHAEL, Corin Grillo, and you'll find some kind of post probably with a link to the page, and you can download the replay with just any donation you want. Okay, thank you guys so much. So much love to you. Keep working your good magic, people. Become the magician, not the punk, not the naive maiden. Okay? We are done with the naive maidens. All right. Angel Juju coming at you, people. Have fun. Good to see you guys.